I want to be crazy. I want to go harder and faster than anybody at this one very dumb thing. So I train. Hey, everybody. I'm Kyle Muenzner with Face Yourself. I play bass, do backup vocals. And are you ready for the greatest podcast of all time? It is the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stain.
Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie LeDrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
Hello everyone, this week we bring you an interview with a band who are quite frankly taking over the world of deathcore. This week's guest is from a band whose new EP will leave your head spinning like a carousel of violence. Just be careful you don't gain any fractures as you step off. But seriously, go listen to it now or we will be furious. Who joins us today to talk all about the brand new EP Fury, available now. Seriously, it's great. It's so great. It might give you wet dreams. Sorry, I couldn't resist another one. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and dems, put your hands together as we bring you the bassist Kyle Muenzner for the Chronicles of Face Yourself.
Thank you. And I gotta commend you. My last name, absolutely brutal, and you were very close. It's pronounced Muenzner. And I found my grandfather told me it like the German name means minter of coins. And then once he said that, I'm like, oh, Muenzner, minter of coins. There we go.
That's a sick surname. That's such an amazing surname.
Thank you.
Just for that, it's don't be offended or pissed off if my surname just ends up to change to the same.
Oh, right? I wouldn't be offended at all. I wouldn't be offended. And you know, it's really cool.
What's
you look up the last name, there's really not that many people with it. But the guitarist of oh my god, he was in Obscura and he wrote on Epitaph, Christian Muenzner. That's like the other really cool last name, the same one. Oh, I was like, yeah,
I love that. It's just so I was like, that's cool. It's necessarily said I've never seen before. Mint of coin, want.
Yeah.
But Carl, first and foremost, how's your Monday been? How's your personal Monday treating you?
It's a pretty standard Monday. My day job is pretty consistent throughout the week. And I had no fires to put out today, so it's lovely. What can I say?
Good. That's what we love to hear.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Oh, wonderful. I'm absolutely, I don't know how many words you know in America. I'm shattered. I'm tired. I'm done.
You know what? I there's enough context clues for me to figure that one out. I haven't heard that one, but I knew what you meant the moment you said it.
Because one of my best friends is Canadian now. When I'm with messaging every now and again, he goes, What are you talking about? So I'm like, oh, right, sorry, this. He's like, oh, okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Just a shit night's sleep. That's all it was. And I've been at work all day, and now I'm like, but then I got to do this. So, you know, an absolute win. Jamie?
To be fair, I'm off work sick at the moment. I've got a bad neck and everything, so every day's the same. I'm mostly in pain. So, yeah.
Bad neck.
Yeah, I've hurt the muscles in my neck. So if you see me holding my neck and shoulder, I'm in pain, basically.
You know, I was like that because my pillow was bad. And so I normally for like, I don't know if you've seen any live clips, but I'm windmilling like every chance I get, and I windmill fast. Not to pat myself on the back, but that's my thing. And I work out for it. I have like this neck harness. I have attached weights to it, and I do this, and then I do shoulder shrugs. I do the whole thing because I want to be fast. I want to be the fastest. Absolutely, I want to be crazy. I want to go harder and faster than anybody at this one very dumb thing. So I trained, but I couldn't for like a couple weeks because of a bad pillow. Crazy.
That's
it. So I'd love to see is the crowd being like, fucking trying to enjoy. And you're just like wheeling them out of the arena. They're like, fucking yes.
You know what it is? I feel bad for the people in the front because they're soaked, because they're just covered in my sweat. It's just like, it's everywhere. It's just nasty.
You've got hair, right?
Oh yeah, I got pretty long hair.
Yeah. So you're covered in sweat at the same time drying them off.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'm sure they get a little fan action. Absolutely.
That'd be wonderful. I want to say for the cut. It was like just a massive congregation of people like mushing and going crazy, but only in front of you. And there's like gaps all over. It'd be hilarious.
Oh my god. I feel like everybody kind of crowds to Ya, which I get. So I mean, everyone wants to see the front person, so it's all good. But yeah, I'm right there. I'm right to her.
Damn right.
Her right.
Love that.
Amazing. So, Carl, how we like to start these things, we like to take it right back to the days of your youth. Young Master Kyle, you could say. What did you want to...
You picked a good spot. This is a good one. There's some gems that you guys weren't ready for.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm shocking myself in.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to be when you were growing up in those formative years? Has it always been music for you or something completely different?
I was 4 years old, and my parents had... They are not into heavy music at all. They had a VHS that they had taped over a live what's the right word for it? Is they had it on TV. Billy Joel, The River of Dreams tour. And I watched that and I was like, "Oh my god. This is amazing." At 4. So I got a fake guitar and I would play along to it. And they had like this little like recorder thing with like a microphone and it has a button on it that turned it on. I figured out that if I stuck it between the couch cushions, it would perpetually be on so I could play and sing at the same time. And so that was what I did. I was just absolutely hooked. And then they got me like a stand, and it had like a clap button, like as like a foot pedal, and then like a laugh button. And so the laugh was supposed to be bad, but I kind of took it as like I could say something funny and I could get the crowd to like laugh.
Nice.
So I was like, I was going nuts with this thing. I loved that toy. It was great. And I also liked there was like some weights, so I liked doing like the weights, like dumbbells too. I was like a meathead, but very young age. But yeah, that was like young Kyle. I knew I always wanted to do this.
That's phenomenal. Please tell me there's like family home video of this because that sounds incredible.
Well, I believe there's home video of my first guitar performance. I was so I'm from southeastern Connecticut. I grew up in Norwich, Connecticut. You guys have in Norwich as well.
We do. Norwich, we call it though.
Okay, all right. There's a lot more crossover with that. Norwich.
Norwich.
I don't know how you said it. All right, but there's a lot more crossover, which we'll get into in a bit. But so I grew up there, and there was a music store in New London, which is like maybe 15, 20 minutes away, and I had I got lessons in guitar there, and they would do a performance like once a year, just kind of like have a little showcase of all their students. And so there's video of that, but that's probably like the closest you get to that. Maybe there's home video of me doing the cushion thing when I was like 4, but I'm not sure what else is there.
Does that stand still exist?
Does that? No, oh my God, no.
Oh, could you imagine? I would. You've got to take it on tour. If I was going to say you take it on tour with you, that'd be amazing.
It had to have been like Fisher Price. So maybe if someone wants to look that up and they can find it, I do some content with it. I'm terrible at filming, but I could at least. Eric, our drummer, is like obviously really good at videography. He did the To the Hellfire music video, and he's done a ton of other bands. So he's awesome. So maybe he could do something.
I could. Well, I hope we can find it. I'd love to see that. Be unbelievable.
That'd be
so good.
Yeah. I just got the vision in my head of like a deathcore music video, everyone playing Fisher Price instruments, and it just looks incredible in my head.
Hey, maybe that's something Face Yourself does, or unless someone beats us to it. Now it's out there. It's for
that's
the
a good
internet,
point, actually. Yeah.
Who knows? It is what it is. If we're too slow, we're too slow.
So obviously you mentioned Billy Joel was that early inspiration for you, but how did you get into the heavier side of music then?
So in high school, so I stopped playing guitar when I was 7, and I think it was because I just didn't really find the music that resonated with me. Like I knew I liked music and I knew I wanted to do it, and I liked Billy Joel, but it's just something when it's like there's music you can appreciate, but you don't necessarily love it.
Hmm.
And then when I was in high school, I kind of discovered my cousin who I drummed with in a band. We'll probably get into that in a bit. But he kind of showed me some heavier music because at first, like the heaviest I get is like Linkin Park and Creed because that's all I knew about. And then I got into Metallica, and then my cousin was really into Slipknot, and so Slipknot was like the. I was like, oh, this is so cool. It kind of got me into it, but like the band that really made it happen for me was Scar Symmetry. Scar Symmetry is so sick. They have like Christian Alvestrom is the best vocalist in my mind. Like he does everything amazingly. His metal vocals are top tier. His clean singing is top tier. He just does everything amazingly. So once I heard him, that was my gateway into super heavy stuff. And then right after that, Necrophagist. Boom. Like I just was like I went crazy into the tech death, and that's still kind of where my heart is. Like I still love like Origin and like Vader. Those bands are like regular rotation for me. I love them. And my buddy sends me music all the time. That's sort of my main new music fix, who I'll introduce probably shortly. You'll recognize him, I'm sure. But yeah, that was sort of my intro.
That's fucking awesome. I love that everyone seems to have that friend when they're grown up. It's like, have you heard this band? Like, it just leads to
my friend in high school is actually now he ended up having some severe mental health issues, and he's in an institution now. Ended up fine because he called me. And he was showing me new music too. It was actually a very interesting call. But yeah, he showed me all the music in high school, and then pretty much once I was like 18 and got into my first band, that's kind of when I met kind of the crew I know now. Oh, I cannot hear you. There we go. Now I hear you.
What the hell happened there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
Oh,
yeah.
Your mouth was moving. No sound was
Yeah.
coming
out. Odd. Sorry about that. I think my internet connection had a bit of a wobble. Apologies about that. You mentioned about your parents playing Billy Joel when you were 4 years old. Did they have anybody else, any other influences, anything else they listened to that like gave you a taste?
Nothing really. They're like more into I think it would be called like soft rock. It's just sort of like whatever was popular in like the 80s. They really like 80s music. So that was sort of like my introduction, like a lot of Phil Collins. And I was making a joke the other day. It's like Phil Collins core, because it's like everything that kind of has that vibe, where it's like a lot of like clean singing, a lot of love songs, stuff like that. That was sort of like my parent. I grew up listening to that. So it's funny how all the songs like in the radio station that my parents would always have on was called Soft Rock 106.5 WBMW. How I remember that, I have no idea. But it was like I know all of those songs basically, whether I want to or not. It's there forever.
So with you to remember radio stations, we always remember car insurance adverts, not phone numbers and stuff. That in the UK, that's how it works for us. We keep singing the jingles with random phone numbers that probably don't exist anymore.
That is such a, I mean, that just is such a testament to how powerful those ads are.
Exactly.
It's incredible because and I respect that skill so much.
But every now and again, you might get a "We are farmers," dum bum 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 bum. Every now and again, do you know what I mean? Like just American jingles that get stuck in my head. So how did Brace Yourself come to be? How did you all meet? Like, what's the origin?
Well, it's sort of, I guess I've been in kind of music groups for a while.
Okay.
And probably I feel like for me, everything starts at this band I had called Burning Beneath. It's sort of how I completely got into the scene I'm in now, which that's sort of the crossover. There's also a Burning Beneath in the UK, in Norwich. So there was a Burning Beneath in Norwich, Connecticut, USA, and a Burning Beneath in Norwich, UK. We shared a name. We are completely different. They're like thrash, and we were just like MySpace deathcore. So it's the funniest thing. It's like we're both kind of like virtually unknown, but But yeah, that was I started that project and with my cousin who played drums, and we've had like over like somewhere around 25 members in that group, because it's basically been me and my cousin. One time my cousin left for a bit and then he came back, but it's basically been us and everybody else. And through there, basically probably the most pivotal moment is when I switched from doing vocals in that band to playing guitar, and we were looking for a vocalist. And someone reached out from Westerly, Rhode Island, and I drove out there and I met this young man at his house. He was 16, and I was like, "Hey, can you do the thing?" Because I had a few people try out and they sucked. They were like, "Yeah, I can do vocals," and I swear to God, this is what they do. Wah, wah, wah. And I was like, "Oh my God, no." So I put it on, and this dude crushes it. I was just like, "Do you know Within the Ruins?" Like, yeah, can you do verses? I put it on, give him good, decent amount of volume, and he just absolutely crushed it. And you all know this dude because he's the vocalist of Shadow of Intense, Ben Dorr. I met Ben Dorr when he was 16 because he tried out for my band. Yep. He's my best friend. He sends me all my music recommendations today. He's been to both my weddings. I got married, divorced, married again. He went to both.
That's wild.
He's my best friend. Yeah. So that basically that's sort of when Ben was in the band. That's actually how he met Chris Wiseman, because we played a show together at the French Club in Wyndham, and Chris was in a band called Look to Orion. Ben was doing vocals for Burning Beneath. They met, and that's basically how Shadow of Intent started. I ended up Ben ended up leaving because he actually got kicked out of the band because he wasn't helping load gear at all. He was high and dry, and I told him, "Dude, you have to stop leaving us high and dry." I warned him, and then he did it again. I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. You're done." And then he joined In Depths and Tides. We were still friends though. And then he joined Shadow of Intent, and we've been close the whole time. So yeah, crazy story, right?
That is insane. Yeah.
So it's sort of, I've seen all my friends doing well, and then so I kind of at a point I had to hit a depression for a while because I was like, you try really hard, you're trying to do this thing, and it's not really working out. I kind of got out of it and started saying, I'm just going to say yes to everything. So this dude that I am not friends with anymore hit me up. I was like, "Hey, do vocals on this track?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And that turned out to be this project called Mangled. We have a couple tracks up on Spotify. If you like Danza style stuff with like deathcore vocals, that's going to be your jam. And I ended up we did a music video called for one of our songs called Mazkill. Like it was based on a Netflix documentary. It was like this sexual abuse going on in the Catholic Church in Baltimore. The Keepers, I think it was called. It was kind of it's a pretty wild documentary, but I wrote a song about that. We did a whole music video, and the guy who did the music video was the drummer of Face Yourself, Eric. So that's sort of how I met him. Now I didn't talk to him really again until I did a music video for another band I was doing, Isorophobia. And then we were talking and whatnot. So he was cool with a guy, one of my closest friends, Kevin, who does lights for a lot of bands. And he's actually doing lights for the tour that we're going on. So nice. Eric had hit Kevin up, said, "Hey, do you know would you do bass for this project I'm starting?" He said, "No." Eric then hit me up and said if I knew anyone, and I was like, I got a 6-string bass. You can kind of see the headstock right there. Yeah. That I was like, yeah, I got a 6-string bass. I can tune super low. Like, I'll try out. And I had 2 days to learn a song that was Hypothermia, and I did a playthrough right in this chair, and got the part. I was the last person in the band, so I was sort of like kind of catching up and getting to know everybody on the fly. But yeah, that was it. That's how I got in.
That's amazing. So I'm guessing they were together for a while then, and then we're recruiting from here, there, and everywhere.
Face Yourself came together quick. Because Eric does music videos, like he's done music videos for like Amur, Lorna Shore. He's done music videos for everybody. You've seen one of his music videos. You just have. For sure. And Square Up Studios. And so he like has this Rolodex of like everybody, and what his goal was like, I want the dude that was running everything for their project, because every band has this one guy who's basically doing everything, and you have members that they can play maybe, but they're just not reliable in other aspects. I've been through it a lot. And sort of that was Eric's whole goal, was like, I just want people who were just do what they are going to do when they say they're going to do it. And that's really who he pulled. Everybody else has other bands, but they were just like the dog in that band. So yeah, that's Face Yourself, pretty much. Dogs.
I love that, because you guys, you come from like all over the shop as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I live in Queens, in New York City. Eric is I might get some heat from people in New York for saying this. Eric's upstate. I hate that. It's like, that's a big thing. It's like where upstate begins in New York. I have no idea. If you ask people in the city, everything north of the Bronx is upstate. And by population, I think you'd be correct, because the population center is unquestionably New York City, even though it's not the capital of the state. And some people will say I have north of Westchester. He's Rockland County, which would be north of Westchester. So I think a lot of people, most people would agree with me. He's upstate, but some people, maybe in Eric's neck of the woods, would say, no. It's, this area, like, is upstate. It's this big thing, but Eric is upstate, and that's where the business is technically located.
Okay. It's funny you saying all that, but like, we're British. We're just going to take your word for it. We ain't clue.
All right, there we go. All right, so there you go. North
you're
of the
right,
Bronx
Kyle.
is upstate. Deal with it.
So I love it in the press release we've sent for you guys. You described yourself as bringing back MySpace era riffs, which I fucking loved, and I can guarantee most young people won't have a clue what that means. But
yeah,
it's fine. In fact, MySpace was incredible. Where are you, Tom? We miss you. But anyway, how did you guys go about like finding your sound? Was there a mission from like the start, or did it just like come together in the practice room?
So I'll tell you, our writing is a little weird because we don't really see each other until we're making music videos, or touring, or in the studio. So it's sort of like a lot of what we do is hyper remote. With this project, and like everybody kind of writes, I write the least in the band, and none of my ideas have ever been used. So for the most part, I'm more of like I'm kind of like offering my opinion on things, but I'm not really a chef. Maybe I'm expediter, you know what I mean? I have a different role than that. But I would say the way that the sound is we kind of like, in early on, we were trying to figure out like what was working with other bands and how do we imprint our identity onto that. And I think then we had like Gross Bagar is interesting because that song really popped off, but that song was like, we were in the studio. It was the last day that we had set to record. It's all at Eric's house. And then the next day we were starting to do music videos. And we were like, oh, we should like try to do like a 1-minute jam. And they had basically written this whole thing. I was working, I'd come in, and basically the song was like done. It was just like done in a few hours. It was pretty crazy how quick it came together. And then I just made some, I do backup vocals too. So me and Corey are doing dumb noises with Ya doing dumb noises. And that was just sort of Gross Bagar. So like, that was the thing we were like, oh, we want to get like high engagement, something that'd be cool for social media and whatnot. So that, I feel like that was the whole point of the song, is do something dumb heavy that would be like, kind of fun internet thing. And then that song turns out we still play it. So, what do I know? Dumb internet thing. People like it. Whatever.
That's the world we live in though these days, isn't it? It's like, that song was trending on TikTok. It's now a huge hit.
Yeah, and I feel like some musicians really are they fight that, and like I think a lot of this band is shaped by failure. We have everybody in the band experienced many failures in music at some point before this project. So we like the you'll notice with us, it's a lot of gratitude. We're very happy to be here. We're happy to tour. We're happy to play. We really appreciate it. And if there's something we need to do to further the band, we're happy to do it because we still want to be at the party. And so, as long as we're imprinting our own identity on the things that we do, we're going to try a lot of different things and we're going to have fun with it. And we're not going to take ourselves too seriously because we just want to have fun. We want to keep doing it.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, playing music, it's fun. Like,
yeah. And I mean, you have kids that, maybe they're in a situation like me where it's like, man, they just like, they want to do this thing so bad, and then it's like you invest all this time, and my gosh, anyone that's bought an instrument or bought an amp or bought anything can attest to the expense. You put so much of yourself, and then you think about the labor that it took to acquire the funds to get all of the equipment, everything around me, the hours of work it took to get to it. Like how can you not appreciate every moment that you have with it? So I feel like that our band oozes that.
To be fair, just Yasmin's vocals are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have never heard.
She's insane.
She is incredible. I've never experienced anything like it. Like, it just...
what's crazier is watching her track, right? Because normal people... And we did a joke about this, and like in the first EP we did with Joey, and I think my joke video, and it's like I do all the mistakes I was making, like I do a vocal, I mess it up, it's not quite right, or my voice cracked or whatever, and that was a joke because I had a lot of them. Just that's sort of me, and like my thing is like I need to get myself going. I really got I'm an energy guy, so I gotta be energized. So sometimes making the mistakes and getting upset gets me there. Corey is better than me. He tracks pretty quick. Ya is like almost every take is like gold. She's ridiculous, and that's something that's like I don't think anyone can really get appreciation for even when they're listening to it, because like you can't possibly know how awesome she is at tracking, but it's like, dude, she is killer. And like I have like a whole studio here. I've recorded bands, and I love doing it, love mixing, love mastering. Dave, the ball guitarist, looks like Kratos in our band. He runs a studio. So he knows about tracking bands, and it's just like, holy shit, like she is just crushing, and she just shows up and just crushes. So that's something no one will ever hear, but she's like ridiculous. You're completely it's even beyond what you guys hear. She's better than what you hear.
Oh, hopefully you'll get over here soon. Hopefully you'll get over here and we can experience that firsthand.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait. I would love to.
That'd be fucking sick. But obviously, being a backing vocalist, I mean, I don't know how much do you get involved in the lyrics side of things. Is it all Yasmin, or do you all get involved and help?
So Yasmin, like in the beginning, it was like some things were Yasmin, some things were maybe Eric or Corey, and it would kind of switch around a bit. But kind of at EP3 is really when it was like all and it's basically kind of taken and it's kind of the direction has really been, we really wanted that to be the focus, and kind of have her vision, so she's more really attached to the music, because I think when you're able to imprint yourself onto the songs, it's easier to get that attachment to it. So and I think it's a testament to everything we've done since we started doing that is unquestionably our best work. Like it just is. Everything sounds better, everything is better. And I think that's it, because it starts from that almost artisanal craft experience of writing it. So yeah, I would say that that's sort of how we do it now. Me, I'm more like if I have an idea, like I hear the pattern, and like on the demos, I don't even have vocals on like the demos. For me, the only time you're hearing stuff with my vocals is when we're in the studio, because I'll come in, I'll be like, you know what would be really cool? It's like a high here with this part, or I have this vocal I do really well. This would sound really cool if I did this. A lot of times they use like my like more like standard death metal low, and it's sort of as a way to like beef up maybe like a high she's doing, or a mid she's doing, or maybe even a low. And it's just something that, like, the other thing too, I think a lot of people don't consider is sometimes you don't do things to necessarily hear them, right? Like where it's like for instance, okay, check this out. On a lot of breakdowns that you hear that have like a lot of chugging out and empty space, it's not just guitars that you hear chugging out. You might have like white noise underneath mixing because it makes it sound more exciting. There's mixing tricks that you will do. And because we're all kind of audio engine, like Dave and myself, and we're obviously working with like a master Joey, we look at these things differently, where it's not about how does Kyle show up and how is Kyle like shining or having his moment. It's more like what is going to make this thing sound cool. So sometimes you do things just to make things sound cooler for the final product, and it's less about like that this part needs to be heard. It's just a supporting element. So sometimes we make vocal decisions like that too.
That's amazing.
Jesus.
It's the intricacies of it all, isn't it? Because obviously, not being musicians, we go, "Oh, that guitar sounds great." You're like, "Well, actually,"
yeah. And so there's lots of studio tricks that go into it, and sort of like just about like just making things sound cool. And we have a group where really everyone's, I think, because we've been forged in failure, where there's no ego, where it's like I need my moment, I need my shine, and no one's like that. Everyone's about the I actually we have a saying, it's the LLC demands blood. And if it's and it may be my time to give blood, it may be Dave's time to give blood, it may be Eric's, but that's sort of when the business demands of us, we are there to serve.
Like that. Like that.
Thank you.
It's doing what's best for the song, though, isn't it? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like you say, you're putting all egos aside. It's not what's best for each individual member. What will make this the best song we could possibly make?
Right. And so that's sort of sometimes how we make our choices too. So like I have like these tunnel lows that I love to do, and I do them live, but on the recording, you probably don't really, I don't think we've ever done it, because it just, there's no place for it. So, you know what I mean? So a lot of times I do maybe a vocal that's maybe more boring or plain for me, but in the context, in the stack, it sounds super sick. So that's sort of where I get a lot of my input. And on Fractures, the bass tappy part, and you know all that, I wrote that. I wrote that in the studio. So there you go.
You say that you like forged in failures and whatnot, but you guys, when you released Martyr in April, and it's now at 1.5 million streams.
Yeah.
Like, that is nuts. How did this happen? How did you gain such a following on it? Do you even know?
Shadow Self, our first our second music video. This really cool reactor, Orion Reacts. He reacted to Shadow Self, and I would say that was our gold ticket. I think that reaction TikTok got like 500,000 views. And so basically you start there, and when that is going on, it's like tears of joy. It's like because I think people have a tendency to look at the band in a vacuum and be like, oh, well, you know, the things just worked out for him. And it's like, no, the band is a result of people putting themselves out there and creating these relationships and then being in a position to be there. Like I've been doing music in bands. I'm 35. I've been doing it since I was 15, 20 years. And it's like things didn't work out for me until 2023. So, you know what I mean? Like it was just I kind of felt like Rock Lee. I don't know if you guys watch Naruto. Rock Lee, when he's hitting the tree. There's many days like that. Just like playing my music, and I have no idea why I'm even playing or writing anymore.
Yeah.
I think we all get days like that, don't we? We're all like our own worst critics in a way. We're always like, what is the fucking point? It's like, it's got 10 views or 2 streams or whatever, but those 2 people are fucking loving it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all have those moments where we dip and go, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Actually, revival, then and it's just peaks and troughs, isn't it? That's all it is.
Yeah. I full on cry when I think about it, like how happy I am to and how lucky I am to do it. And like my dream, I kind of have these like little dreams because I like always need the carrot in front of me. And my next dream, honest to God truth, is to tour with Shav 10 because I'd love to tour with Ben. Like I'd love to tour with my best friend.
Yeah.
That's my next dream now. So it's sort of like once that happens, I'll have my little celebration at the end of it, probably cry a bit, and then I get back on. And then what's the next carrot? And it sometimes takes me a couple of weeks. I like really got to get in the lab and think about what that next goal is, because they're all very personal, very emotional goals for me. So
that's beautiful.
That's how
that is fucking beautiful, man. You've put it in the ether now. It's out there in the universe. That's going to come to be.
I hit Ben up about it from time to time.
Yeah, Ben, you're listening. Yeah. Maybe
I'll share this with him. I'll be like, yo.
But you're saying they're like 20. You say they're like 20 years you've been going at this, but that just is a testament to yourself that you love this that much. You're that determined that you're not going to give up. You're just going to keep fucking going. And I think that's really inspirational, and people need to listen to that sort of attitude.
I'll tell you, if anybody's listening and they're failing, the only thing I can promise is that you want to keep, you got to find a reason to keep going, but you want to keep going because I'm the kind of person where if I didn't keep trying, I just could not live with the regret. Like I just couldn't. Like, what if I just pushed a little bit further? Maybe things would have happened, and it, maybe if I was old and it never worked out, maybe that's one thing. But I just had to keep. I had to keep going. Like I don't quit. And maybe that's a wrestling thing. I used to wrestle in high school, and maybe that was it. And so it's just sort of like you learn to deal with really tough stuff, like cutting weight, and it's just like mentally kind of honing that. So that's sort of, that's sort of where I just cannot quit.
That's good. It's a matter, I think things have to get shit for them to get better. So I feel like when things don't come to fruition and don't happen, it's because you're destined for bigger and better things coming. Do you know what I mean? I think it's everyone, we're all living in the now going, fuck's sake, this didn't work out. I was really hoping for this. It's like, yeah, but 1, 2, 3, 5 years, you might be a fucking megastar. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Like, I think it's all about positive mental attitude. Yes, everyone gets a shit. Sorry to interrupt you. I apologize.
No, you're completely right.
I think that everyone's time will come. They just have to fucking hang on and keep pushing and persevering.
And a certain point is just saying yes, just being open to opportunity and being open in yourself.
Yes, 100% agree. But I think we should get to the main event of why we're all here. This is released on Friday this week when, funnily enough, a brand new EP called Fury is coming out, Carl. How excited are you for the people to hear this?
Super. I feel like it's cliche to be like, this is the best material we've ever written. And and it's almost cliche to be like, no, but for real, this is actually the best material we've ever written. No, seriously, guys, double, triple serious. It really is the best material we've ever written. I would have to say, just for and it was a matter of taste. For me, like I like a lot more tech stuff in the riffs, but I kind of suck. So it's sort of like I got to work really, really hard to get these parts. Um, there's still breakdowns. There's still, knuckle dragging, caveman breakdown stuff, and which is fun. It's really fun to like play live because you can move a lot. But there are parts that we were like, holy shit, are we not gonna be able to get this? Like, there's this one part on one of the songs. It's like a 2 or 3 string like a string skipping riff where you're playing a note and you have to skip 2 strings to get to the other 2 notes, and it's like super fast, like it's like holy shit, how am I going to get this? I had to start that riff at like 25% speed and increase it by like 5 then 10 to get to 100, and I'm doing vocals over at the same time. So it's like just little stuff like that. It's like I think it's a huge maturation of everything we've been doing. It's a lot of fun riffs in it, and a lot of the warm blanket coziness of the breakdowns as well. And just super cool themes. The music video we're gonna drop is super cool. I don't even know if I can say what it's for. I can just tell you that there's a music video coming because that's probably super obvious. And it's super cool, and I really liked it.
I could just imagine like that song you're talking about then with the different lines. Like, should we put that in the set list, Carl? No, I can't do it. No,
I'm the idiot that's like, I'm the idiot that's like, yeah, put it in, and I'm gonna try to windmill while playing it.
Oh yeah, of course
like,
you are.
That's sort of because I'm just dumb, and I do this to myself, and I can't help it either. So no, I'm always like, yeah, send it, let's do it. Give me the tabs though. Give me the tabs. I gotta have a Guitar Pro, and I gotta do it real slow because I'm real bad. So yeah.
But obviously, you've released 2 singles so far off the EP. What's the reaction been like to those 2 so far?
It's been cool. Everybody's been nice. I mean, I feel like we're kind of at the phase in our lifestyle where not our lifestyle, in our band's life cycle, where we're not so popular, where we're like getting into a very broad audience where you see like a lot of like negative comments and stuff like that, which, I mean, it's nice as far as not having to read a lot of negative stuff, but it's sort of rough in the sense of that you want to get out there where you're getting that mix of reaction because you're reaching more than your warm audience. And that's sort of where we're kind of at, where we're like really trying to get to that next level. I think objectively we haven't hit that yet. So we're still really focused on kind of pushing. But I mean, listen, it's always nice to see people say nice things. And we like the songs. So that's always that starting point. Of Agony, did you guys see that music video by chance?
Yes.
If you didn't, it's not a big deal.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. You should check that one out because we did this thing where it was like we shot in a room with like around a crowd, and it was super fun to shoot. Check that one out. That was just a very fun music video. So Of Agony, that one. But yeah, like things like that. Like I really enjoy doing that. That was a fun experience. I kind of look at it like that. Like, did I have fun, and is it good? And from there, everything else kind of happens from there. That's sort of out of my control.
Great way to look at it, to be fair. I really like that. Did I have fun? Yeah, that's all that matters. There we go. Sorted. Happy day.
I sweat a lot. Because I move a lot. I make people uncomfortable with the amount I move.
Are there any songs on the EP that haven't been released yet that you're really looking forward to people hearing?
Yeah, the music video one. The music video one's my favorite. On we did a post where we showed our set list, and actually we're playing Wet Dreams and Carousel Violence. And Wet Dreams is my favorite. I would say Wet Dreams is my favorite. Carousel Violence, I have a lot of backup vocals in that, so I have a lot of work to do. So it's fun, but it's also like kind of if I have a lot of backup vocals, it's almost like I can't move as much. And it's sort of like you can't really get it unless you see video of us playing, you see what I do while we play, and then you're like, oh, that's why he's like kind of likes to just play because he's just like he's the psycho. And so yeah, that's sort of my jam.
You need a Britney mic.
A Britney mic? What's that?
The one that hangs off the ear.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, that won't stay in my head. I had to get, so everybody in the band has, actually Eric has custom in-ears like fitted to his ear. And I had a regular Linsole, a pair of in-ears. And it's like $50 from Amazon. They're awesome. They're actually really awesome. But they, I mean, I can't keep them in my ears for like seconds, like 10 seconds. They're gone. They're flapping around. And so I actually, during, for our first show ever, I gaff taped them to my head. And then I did it again in, I played, so Chaos and Carnage. I could only play 3 dates because, I just wasn't available to do the whole tour. And I gaff taped the in-ears to my head. They still flew out. And so I'm like, that's it. So I ended up getting fitted, and the 64, great plug for 64 audio, because if they show any video of what I'm doing, that is a testament to how awesome those in-ears are, because they stay.
It should be the front man for him. It should be the poster boy, shouldn't he? The poster child.
They totally should. They totally should. And they should also be like, Kyle, we'll give you another set too.
There you go.
But they should totally have me as a spokesperson, because I've put them in one tour, a short tour. I've done 4 tours worth of headbanging. I promise you, it's times 4, and they stayed in. They were great. So
that's fucking.
What more could you need? What more could you need? What sets Fury apart from your other EPs?
I would say on like the instrument front, definitely the technicality. I think it's just overall, I think the composition is just a little bit more highbrow compared to what we've done. I think vocally, the themes are, for lack of a better term, a little bit more angry because it's Fury. But I think on this one too, I think if you say, hey, I like Face Yourself because like the really like crazy vocals and whatnot, you're gonna be happy. I think we did at the studio, I feel like we did a better job with vocal stacking. Like I think Martyr was really good, and I think Fury was almost like the same, but like, at the end of the toothpaste bottle when you're able to squeeze out just a little bit more when you think there's nothing left. And I really feel like Fury really encapsulates that idea, where it's like, I don't know how much better we could have done, because we did as good as it could be done for us. Not saying we're better than other bands. I'm just talking about for whatever we could squeeze out for our own performance. We did the best we could, and I have no regrets of anything.
No one going forward is ever going to beat the answer, ever.
Oh, thank you.
I could see why they pick you to do the press.
Oh, dude, thanks. No, I love doing it because I've done like one podcast ever. So I'm like, man, I'm down to go. My whole thing was like, whoever isn't free, I'm going to do it, because I'll take all of them. I will. I love it. I love talking to people, and I love doing this. And how could I not be thrilled to talk about something I love?
Absolutely. But before we talk about the future and stuff, I do want to touch on the fact you've mentioned him a couple of times, your working relationship with Joey Sturgis, obviously working with massive artists like Asking Alexandria, Mice and Men, etc. How did you get the chance to work with Joey?
So it was when we got signed. It's like before. Basically, I think probably one thing people won't realize is like getting signed. It's like it's a longer process than you might think. It's a very legal process. And so like I have a better appreciation for it, because like my day job is like compliance. So like I understand like a lot of legal things. So it took a long time to kind of iron out the details. And then when you do it, well, you want to save the announcement for like when you're dropping something. So bands will be signed, but not able to tell anyone what's going on for a while because you're saving that pop for the release. So basically while after we had gotten signed, we had our contact at the label. He knew Joey. And basically Joey's worked with him, and basically that's sort of how we got that connection. And then once we locked in with Joey, then now we have our own relationship with Joey. So that's sort of how we worked with him the second time. But yeah, that first time was because of someone at the label. So it was just sort of like bang bang.
So what did he add to like you guys as a producer then? Like, because obviously he's got a wealth of knowledge with the bands he's worked with.
Yeah, and it's not like we didn't know how to record before. We did the first 3 EPs. We did all the engineering on our own, and then we hired a mixing engineer who's done Darko, Matt. He's great. And so basically we just paid him to just mix, and we had it mastered by Joel Wanasek. So it's not like we didn't know what we were doing. But it's a lot different to go from like, hey, I've done this, and versus, hey, I've mastered this, and going through the engineering process with someone who, like, even as simple as like, I wasn't there for the instrument tracking, but even something as simple as like chugs, because I actually couldn't be there for the instrument process and in Columbus, and I was devastated I couldn't be there. And but Dave, who does engineering and knows how much I love it, he would take video calls with me and kind of like tell me what they're going on and what was going on and what they were doing and what the chain was when they plugged the guitar in, like all the equipment that was being used. So I got a huge rundown, basically, like, I mean, like the science of chugs and like how to make palm muted guitar sound even better at the source. Things like that you're not necessarily considering when you're just trying to track yourself and make everything happen. You're editing your own guitar. I mean, just the level of detail on these things that we wouldn't have even really considered there's a science to it. Maybe you could have looked it up, but not understanding the returns of putting in that time. Really like fine tune things like that I feel like that's really the best example to put with it. With vocals, a lot of times, I mean, I remember there was a kind of a we did it at Dave Otero's studio, and he did the newest Shadow of Intent. He's done Vitriol, he's done Cattle Decapitation. So we were in that studio, and he was kind of talking about like, the microphone, like maybe like he's like, yeah, I'd probably recommend holding it for this. So like, and it was like when he said that, because he recorded with the SM7B, it's like the standard. And basically there's this little component right here that kind of makes like a little clicking sound.
Yeah.
And I actually have this part like duct tape too. I kind of got rid of some of the gaff tape that was on it. And it's just sort of like little things like that, because you can have little bits of clicking, or it kind of helps keep maybe the vocals holding it, kind of keeps the proximity more even, because they're moving it around with their head. Instead, they could be moving like this, and you're hearing the different, the audio change a little bit. So it's sort of like that. It's just little tidbits like that like I maybe knew about the proximity thing, but I wouldn't have been thinking that the clicking would have been as big of a deal on this particular mic, and maybe holding it would be better for tracking. So like a lot of minute things, I would say, like a lot of that stuff. And then of course the added benefit of the killer mix as well, which is what everybody hears and everybody appreciates probably the most.
So that's why I love things like that, because it's like you say, you pick up on these little things like, why have I never thought of that before? And it seems so obvious afterwards.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I was like up Joey's ass in the studio. Like I was right there watching him when he's tracking and his editing process. And that made me feel awesome, because I'm like, man, oh man, I kind of do the same thing when I edit vocals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, like if I'm doing it the way he's doing it, then like I'm doing it right. Sick. Like you get like little confirmations like that too sometimes. Because like I'm like super passionate about mixing, and I love it. And that's ironically why I joined Face Yourself in the first place, because I just wanted to network and build my studio a bit. So because I didn't think music was going to happen for me.
Well, now you've got the best of both worlds.
I didn't think it was going to happen. So.
Yeah. Did this EP sort of push any of you out of your comfort zone a bit, say lyrically or musically in any way? Like you tried something brand new you've never done before and was like, oh my God.
I don't think so, because Martyr and Fury were originally supposed to be like a like kind of one like two halves of a single piece.
Okay.
So when the original idea for Martyr, and it ended up kind of not working out with like exactly like this because of the tracks we chose, but like Martyr was supposed to be like someone who is like a victim of an assault, and sort of like then Fury was, and like kind of like the trauma of dealing with that, and then Fury is like the revenge for that person. So it's sort of like it's kind of a continuation of the same concept, but it's sort of like the songs kind of, we ended up picking maybe songs that didn't perfectly align with it because we just of time constraints, and that the songs that we picked at each time were the best songs that were the most complete.
Okay.
Though I feel like when I was listening to the demos, that Fury was kind of my favorite collection of songs. The songs that made it to this were my favorite. Maybe Sideration was probably my favorite on Martyr. I tend to like the singles. I'm I'm not like as much of a deep cuts guy. Like I tend to love the singles. Like that's you know, it is what it is. I like the heart likes what it likes, and I like the singles.
It's weird because the two tracks I loved you haven't released yet, which is Carousel of Violence and Catacombs.
Yeah. So Catacombs in the band, I would say the majority of the members really love Catacombs the most. And Carousel of Violence, for me, it's sort of like, I kind of like Wet Dream's my favorite, but I get why you like Catacombs, because to me, like the gap between them for me is very minimal. Like they're all pretty tight. And everything that we did, like it's like, oh, if you wanted this to be the single, I'd be happy. Okay, I'd be happy. I'm happy with all of them. They're all good to me.
How did you decide on singles, or did you fight over it, or was it just this is what we want out?
We kind of do it. Maybe we do it different, but we kind of pick our singles based on music video opportunity. And it's sort of like we kind of work out the music video, the visual element, and kind of work backwards. And so that's how we were doing a lot of our lyrics early on too, was like kind of music video ideas. What would be like stuff that would look cool visually, because Eric's a music video guy. Yeah. And then we'd kind of like figure out how to make it fit from there. So like Fractures was like, because Crystal Lake, we were touring with them, and the guest spot was sort of baked into the whole concept of writing the song. And that we would do a live music video because we were going to do the tour. So it was sort of a song that kind of came together quick. So that was sort of sort of John from Crystal Lake was like, that song was sort of built with him in mind.
That was going to be one of my questions, so thank you for already bringing that up.
That's really clever. I've never heard that answer before. Like, what would be cool as a music video? That song works with that. Like,
I thought it was super novel. I thought, like, to me, like I'd really only done 2 music videos before I joined this band, so I really never thought of doing it like that. And when Eric kind of laid that out there, I was like, holy shit, that's brilliant. Like, that makes sense, because the things that pop the most, look at every band. Every single song that's their best song has a visual with it. So why would you not start with the end in mind? And really make that work, and maybe other bands do it and they just don't talk about it because maybe they don't want to give away their sauce. But I mean, for me, like, I don't know, I would, whatever is good for the genre is good for us. So if a band's doing well and they're like Lorna Shore, some people might be like, they're doing well, and them doing well takes away from me doing well, so fuck them. I'd be like, dude, I hope they have a Billboard Top 100. I hope they're number 1. And whatever, anything they do good is good for everybody. Everybody's going to be better off if they're doing well. So I love it.
It's bringing it to the mainstream, isn't it?
Oh, whatever is, I think we're all ambassadors. That's how I look at it. I'm a metal ambassador. So if someone has a question and wants to know about a band or something curious, like this is my opportunity to make the scene healthier. This is my opportunity to make it grow. So I should be an ambassador, and I should be doing my best to be a great representation of what this scene has to offer.
You're a legend, Carl. I think
Oh,
I've fallen in love with you tonight.
that.
I really do.
That's how he's taking your surname, marriage.
Yeah. You gave them a secret
third
away.
marriage?
Sorry.
Great.
My girlfriend's going to text me right now. What the fuck is that?
But looking at the future, obviously you've released a few EPs now. Is there a plan to do a full-length album, or are you just happy doing EPs?
Yeah, no, we want to do a full length. Definitely. I don't know when that is, though. I don't know when that is. I can't tell you. But I can tell you we want to do it. And if you want to hear a full length from us, then you're probably going to be happy. But I mean, until it happens, it hasn't happened. So, I would bank on it.
Watch this space sort of thing.
Yeah. It's weird because like with the label too, like the contractual stuff, like I can't be like outright say we're doing this and you can count on this next. Like it's just sort of like, because no matter how we package it, it could change, and just based on a marketing strategy and whatnot, which is totally valid. And like, listen, there's some of the greatest music you probably ever heard is probably something you haven't heard before because it wasn't marketed right. And so it's sort of like, it's all that stuff is so super important. And it kind of stinks to maybe at first think of like art as like, it's art is like all briefcase and tie and, and careful, clever tricks. But it's sort of like, you know what? Like you gotta, there's a million people screaming, and like, what's going to separate you? What's going to make you, what's going to make your frequency stand out?
What's that cliche? It's the music business for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm here for it, because if the business aspect of it is sort of what I bring to the band, the compliance side of it. So I'm in absolutely.
How are you excited for tour next week?
Dude, I'm super excited. It's like it's funny. My first tour was actually the one with Crystal Lake and Victims, and it is the first time I ever been on the road. And I loved it. It just sucked kind of being away from home, but I still loved it, and I can't wait to do it every time. Like I feel like when like all the birds are flying together, you know what I mean? Like that's how it feels for me to tour. Like that's like the job I was always meant to do. It's always what I wanted to do, and it's everything I hoped it would be and more, even having to use public restrooms that are not always clean.
Yeah. Hooray!
Having a very inconsistent showering schedule, and driving an RV until about 3 a.m, and the whole bit. I'm here for it. I love it. And if the LLC demands blood, I'm always ready to donate.
Of course, and it's a disgustingly filthy, sexy little tour as well, with Signs of the Swarm on. Obviously headline.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and 10:56. So
I met Dave a while ago when he was touring with Shadow of Intent and the Long Island date. I don't know how much you remember me though, because it was like kind of quick in the back after the show. But they played at our first show ever, so we've played with them, and they're super cool. And I haven't met really. I've seen Carcosa once before. They toured with Vulvodynia and Angel Maker. I saw them at the Brooklyn date, so I'm hyped to actually like meet them. That'll be fun. So yeah, I'm super stoked. It's a fun tour, and we all get to do something that is super fun. So yeah.
Amazing. I love how excited you are for it. It's great.
Dude,
I love seeing people. Yeah,
I'd pay to do it. I would pay to do it. I'd pay a fee. I don't know, whatever I can afford. I'd pay to do it.
Instead, you get paid to do it. Even better.
Exactly. Not a lot. Not a lot. But, hey.
You do what you love.
Yes. Yes. That is the
Exactly.
tighten the belt phase.
Kyle, one band I love to ask artists when we get towards the end of these things is if people are listening to this and they're going, do you know what? I've not listened to Face Yourself before, but I like the sound of this guy. I'm going to go check out some of his music. What's one, maybe two tracks from Face Yourself you'd recommend people go listen to get a feel of what you guys do?
I'm kind of a slave to the newer stuff. So I mean, like stuff that's available right now, I'd probably say like Sideration's number one, right? And you could pick really maybe like Death Reflection could be one, Guillotine could be one, Of Agony could be one. But I would say probably in just a few days, you could just check out Wet Dreams.
Absolutely.
Sidderation and Wet Dreams are probably the best representation of where we are.
Phenomenal. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do, Kyle. I have one final question for you. I'll let you crack on with your evening, which is obviously when you first began this stream of playing Fisher-Price instruments to Billy Joel and sticking microphones in the sofa. Did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
No, I probably thought that like everything after 18 was old, and and that like I don't know, the no concept of like money or marketing, and I honestly I didn't even know what heavy metal was, so I couldn't have even imagined this. I think a better question would be, could you imagine this is what you'd be doing at 24? And no, I thought it was done. I thought it was overcooked, finished. And I mean, I still played, but I kind of just I just kind of thought my opportunity left, and I was just doing it because I loved it and that it would never happen. And to be here now, I get choked up thinking about it, dude. I do. Yeah.
But it's fully deserved. But it's fully deserved, my friend. Do you know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious though. I'm not saying that because you're here. I believe it. When I was talking earlier about how I always feel people's opportunities coming, if you just persevere and you follow your dreams and you fight for what you want, it's gonna turn up. It's gonna arrive. It'll be here. You'll be doing it. And it's just all about working.
In one way or form, it may not be the exact way you thought. I never thought I'd be playing bass. I play guitar for years and vocals. I thought that was how I was doing it, and it just sort of like if you open your heart to different opportunities, and it's the quintessential thing is never ever give up.
Nope.
Even if you think it's over, just keep going.
No matter how hard it gets. Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's a really important message because there's probably a lot of bands out there that go for a couple of years and they go, this ain't working out. It ain't going to happen. Let's call it quits, guys. This is proof is here in the pudding. Just keep fucking going. Follow your passions and it will happen.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I mean, if you got to chew through concrete, you do it. I mean, whatever it takes and as hard as you can.
Amazing. Carl, this has been absolutely amazing, inspirational, just fucking so much fun. I really appreciate taking the time out. But before we let you go, plug social media's websites. Where can people find yourself, the band, wherever you want people to go check out?
Instagram, F Yourself Band. Mine is Base Yourself, KM, on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. If you have the spelling of my last name in the title, I've got to be the easiest person on the internet to find because there's no one with my name but me. So I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok, but I neglect my TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a platform I understand. Yeah, check out our YouTube channel. Check out Sumerian's YouTube channel for all of our new stuff since we signed with them. We're on Spotify, literally every streaming service you can think of, and the 26th, September 26th. Check this drop. I'm so excited for it. And see us on this tour. If you want to see someone windmill faster than you've ever seen anyone windmill. I've been training with the Rocky music. I got that stupid headgear on. I actually have a TikTok of that. So if you want to see my workout, how dumb it is, get ready. And I've upped it. See even more reps.
Fucking phenomenal. As I said, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much. All the best. Good luck with the release. Like, it's going to absolutely smash it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. That's that 2 hours. It's been massively appreciated, my friend. Have an absolutely wonderful evening.
You guys too. Thank you. What time is it?
Appreciate 8:45 at night.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, I'm like 3:45. I'm going to plug back in, make sure there's no emails, and get to it. So, yeah, guys, be good. Thanks.
Take care, my friend. See you later. Bye-bye, man.